Tamo guna jabe, sattva guna pabe. Hoibe Krishnera dasa. Salochana, Bole Anukshana, Nitai Gora Gungasuke. Lochana, Bole Anukshana, Gora Gungasuke. E Rasta Jara, Ratina Oilo. Era se jara ratina hoilo. Chuna kalitara muke. Chuna kalitara muke. Ratina hoilo. Chuna kalitara muke. Jayanitai, Jayagon, Jayanitai, Jayagon, Jayanitai, Nitai he, Gora he, Nitai he, Gora he, Nitai he, Gora. Oh, okay. I wanted to do that one. Oh.
Hold on. The holy names of Nitai and Gora are the abode of bliss. Yama Maharaj captures those who never utter these names and plunges them into the hellish planets. The contemptible person who does not wear a necklace of tulsi beads has residence in the abode of Yama, and the person who never wears tilak has a life that goes in vain. Fate is apathetic toward one who never chants Harinam. Such a person is most base and has an atheistic mentality. What will be the destiny of one who does not perform service to the Vaishnavas? The Diksha mantras given by Sri Guru are the essence of everything. Chant them now, in this life, and you will attain residence in Braj. The mode of ignorance will leave you, the mode of goodness will enter you, and you will become a servant of Krishna. This Lochan Das always tells everyone to sing the glories of Sri Sri Gauranitai in great happiness. Those who have no attachment for this nectar have deep attachment for this nectar, have lime paste and soot smeared on their faces in disgrace.
Go ahead, Radhika, please. No, you sing it so it's just
Like ash. Fire ash.
Page 94. Elo Gaura Rasa Nadi Kadambini Hoye. Bhasha elo Gaura Deshe Prema Brishti Diye. Oh, elo Gaur Rasa Nadi Kadambini Hoye. Nityananda Rayeta He Muruta Sahai. Nityananda Rayeta He Maruta Sahai. नित्यानंद रयता है मारुत साय। ओ जहाँ नहीं प्रेमा वृष्टि तहाँ लये जाय। ओ एलो गौर रस नदी कादम्बिनी हो। हुद हुद शब्दे आइलो श्री अद्वैत चंद्रा। जल रस धरता है राय रामानंदा। ओ जल रस धरता है राय रामानंदा। एलो गौर रस नदी कादम्बिनी होय। जो सती महंत आइलो मेघे शोभा कोरी। श्रीरूप सनातन ताहे हईलो बिजुरी। श्रीरूप सनातन ताहे हईलो बिजुरी। एलो गौर रस नदी कादम्बिनी होय। ओ कृष्णदास कविराज रासेर बंधारी। ओ जातनेर किलो प्रेम हेम कुंभ भोरी। ओये बेसे प्रेमालये जग जाने दिलो। ओये दास लोचन बागे बिंदु ना मिलिलो। ओ एलो गौर रस नदी कादम्बिनी होय। ओ भासाइलो गौद देशे प्रेम दृष्टि दिए। ओ भासाइलो गौर देशे प्रेम वृष्टि दिए। ओ गौरा हे गौरा हे गौरा हे गौरा हे। निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल। The river of Gaudaras came as a bank of rain clouds, flooding the land of Gauda with a shower of prem. Nityananda Roy assisted as the wind, blowing the shower of prem where it did not fall. Sri Advaita Chandra came as thunderclaps, and Ramananda Roy came as rain, letting loose a stream of ras. The 64 great saints came beautifying that cloud, and Sri Rup Sanatan flashed as its lightning. Krishnadas Kaviraj became the storekeeper of that ras. He collected that prem and kept it carefully in a golden pot. They distributed this prem to the people of the world, but due to his misfortune, this Lochandas did not receive even a single drop.
The mode of ignorance and passion will leave.
136, yeah, that's the next one I found. 136? 135. Oh. And then 136. I missed it.
Wow.
Now we're doing Krishna.
Wow.
I did ask Maharaj.
Okay. Okay.
We always love when you play on always ask.
Flavor.
Wonderful.
Like flavor. Whoa. Yeah. Better be good. Rajendranan. I was gonna do a different melody. I was gonna do like the Mangala Arti melody, but I can do that one too. Oh, isn't? Okay. Well, I can't really play it. I have to like think, and it's just like a whole thing. Jana Sapada Jivana Tare. She can sing it and I'll play harmonica, it's fine. Back to you.
Brajendra Nandana Bhaje Jai Jana Shapala. How did you sing it? No, no, no. I think we're just singing in different keys.
It's a small like different variation.
Rajendra Nanda. I think because you're singing it in a lower key. But this key, I can't sing in this key. That key is too high for me. I can't sing in that key. It's too low for me. भजे जय जन सफल जीवन तार ओ ताहार उपमा वेद नाही सीमा त्रिभुवने नाही यार এমন মাধব না বাজে মানব কখনো মারিয়া যাবে সেই সে অধম প্রহারিয়ায়াম রোরাব কৃমিতে খাবে ব্রাজেন্দ্র নন্দন ভজে যে জন সফল জীবন তারে তার পরয়ার পাপে নাহি ছাড় সংসার জগত মাঝে কোকো কালে তারা গতি নাহি আর ও কোনো কালে তার গতি নাহি আর ও মিছাই ব্রামিছে কাজে ব্রাজেন্দ্র নন্দন ভজে জয় জান সফল জীবন তারা ও শ্রীলোচন দাস ভকতের আয়াস হরি গুণা কাহি লিখি হেন রস সার মতি নাহি যার ও হেন রস সার মতি নাহি যার তার মুখ নাহি দেখি ও ব্রাজেন্দ্র নন্দন ভজে জয় জান সফল জীবন তার ও তাহার উপমা বেদে নাহি সীমা ত্রিভুবনে নাহি আর জয় ব্রজেন্দ্র নন্দন জয় ব্রজেন্দ্র নন্দন ব্রজেন্দ্র নন্দন জয় ব্রজেন্দ্র নন্দন কৃষ্ণ হে কৃষ্ণ হে কৃষ্ণ হে কৃষ্ণ হে One who worships Sri Brajendra Nandan makes his life successful. There is no equal to him in the entire Vedas or in all the three worlds. A person who fails to worship that Sri Madhav will die one day. Punished by Yamaraj, this abominable person will be eaten by worms and insects in the hell called Rodava. There is no greater sinner within the universe, and he can never attain deliverance. Instead, he wanders about uselessly. Sri Lochan Das describes the qualities of Sri Hari with the desire to achieve bhakti and never sees the faces of that person whose mind is not fixed on the essence of ras, Sri Brajendra Nandan.
When you say somebody who worships Rajendra Nandan makes his life successful, do you mean somebody in bhakti or just anybody who can like even sadhana box?
I don't even know the morning tune on harmonium. Thanks, Bajo bajo hari manadridha kori mukhe bolo tara nama. Rajendra Nandana Gopi Pranadhana Bhuvana Mohana Shama. Kakona maribe kamone taribe Vishama Shamana Dake. Chahara prapate bhuvana kapaye najani mora vipake. Kuladana paya ulmata hohiya hapana ke jano bado. Shamanera dute doripaye hate Hadiya koribe jada. Kiba jati shati, kiba nicha jati, chehare hahi bahaje. Tabe jana miya, brahmiya, brahmiya, rodava narake maje. Edasa lochana bhave anukshana brithai jana magelo. Harina bhajinu vishaye majinu Hidayera haloshela. Jaya Krishna, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Shri Krishna. Making your mind steady, worship Sri Hari, and with your lips chant his holy names. Rajendra Nandan, son of the king of Raj, Gopi Pranadhan, treasure of the life of the gopis, and Sham, dark complexioned one, whose beauty enchants the entire universe. When will you die? How will you be delivered? The fearsome lord of death, at whose power the universe quakes, is calling. You do not realize the mortal danger. Intoxicated by your high birth and wealth, you think yourself very great. Yet, the messengers of the Lord of Death will render you inert by capturing you and binding your hands and feet. Whether one is renounced, chaste, or low caste, if he does not worship Sri Hari, then he will take birth, wander within the material world, and drown in the hell known as Rodava. This Lochandas always contemplates how his life has passed in vain. I have not worshipped Sri Hari. Rather, I have absorbed myself in sense enjoyment, and thus a spear pierces my heart.
So instead of, we have a tendency to imitate Lochandas Thakur and all the other great souls who lament their misfortune of not taking to Krishna consciousness and thus wasting their life and thus having a spear pierce their heart. So our acharyas recommend not to just lament into yourself as an excuse to be on the bodily platform and absorbed in myself in the name of humility. Rather, they recommend to lament through the songs of the acharyas, because then by their songs, they pick us up out of that rut. And secondly, because they say, I have not worshipped. So when we sing their songs with the I, it creates an impression on the heart. And then that becomes, we become one with their heart in that way. Okay, a quick Radha one, and then a quick Harinam, Nam Mahamantra. We just have 3 minutes left before we start the class. Now don't think we're starting the class late. This was the class, because we're hearing his instructions, and we're hearing his setting the example of humility, how to think. It's mind control. Guravaja Prabhu, can you get the book Chaitanya and His Associates? Lochandas.
Page 114.
What page?
113, 114. Dekite, dekite, pulibo vakabe, nijastula parichaya. Nayane Haribo Vrajapura Shobha Nityachira Nanda Moya Vrishabhanupure Janamalo Ibo Yavate Vivaha Hoibe Vrajagopi Bhav Hoibe Swabhav Anubhava Narahibe Nija Siddha Deha Nija Siddha Nama Nija Rupa Swavasana Radha Kripa Bane Labi Bhava Kabe Krishna Prema Prakarana Yamuna Shalilo Aharane Giya Pujibo Yugala Rasa Brahma Mukta Hoye Pagalini Praya Gaye Bodhadhara Jasha Dekite, dekite, bulimbo vakabe, nijastula parichaya. Nayane heribo, Vrajapura shobha, nityachira nanda mohuya. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Ashta Shaki Shri Ramani Radhe Radhe, Vrindavana Vilasini Radhe Radhe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo.
Will somebody volunteer to every day keep the microphone sound a little lower so that everybody who's leading can sing their heart out and it still won't be too loud? Is there a volunteer? You'll remember every day? You're not always here at the beginning of the... All right. All right, between the two of you. So if one forgets. That way everybody can just sing with all their emotions. Okay. At the time of this class. Huh? You will? Well, why wouldn't they get the benefit? Oh, good. Good. Okay. So if somebody could just be a, what do you call it? Yeah, monitor. Okay. All right. So, Agyanam Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Todalai Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Nama Yang Prarajantam Manupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Virahaka Taruva Juhava Putre Titanmayataya Taravo Benedos Tang Sarvabhut Hridayam Munimanatosmi Bhaktya Vinay Aparadalakshay Chaptasya Kamadi Tarangamadye Kripamai Tvang Sharanam Prapadyam Brinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tavoivasmi Najivami Tambina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tam Nayamam Charanantike. Can you make it a little louder? First, that's for the speaking, so there's no contradiction. First, I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astotra Sat Shishimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudev. Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astotra Sat Shishimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, to our Param Gurudevs, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and to all of his associates and all the assembled devotees and the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus who are my Shiksha Guru, Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Maharaj and Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Ban Maharaj, And I have one request, another out of my many. Can the phones be the same level the whole time throughout this kirtans and the speaking? Because otherwise the whole world has to see how first there's nothing and then it's crackling and then it comes to something. I see. Just learning. Okay.
When it does this on the Facebook, you just need to restart the phone. It says it's the Wi-Fi, but we have tested it. Like, every time. Here, try it. You try.
So is that all right? Because nobody's standing up when they sing. Everybody's sitting. So why can't the mic be lower? Did you hear that, Sumuki? Can the mic be lower? Camera, sorry. Thanks. Camera be lower? Because you're all sitting. It's not that you're standing. And if the camera is high, then it just goes down on you instead of being the right height. Get it? Doesn't that make sense? Can't you see in the camera that it's too high? It's cool. Aerial. All right. Anyway, if you could somehow or other off camera time figure it out. Thanks. Okay. So, Sri Lochan Das Thakur. Why are we glorifying him? Because by glorifying them on their days, the pure devotees, they take away all our difficulties and give us all auspiciousness. They're particularly waiting for this day that they can bestow all their special mercy. And what does Srila Raghunathas Goswami say? What page, Manashiksha? In the third verse of 334, he says that if you want to be a resident of Goloka Vrindavan and serve Radha and Krishna in Ragatmika Bhakti, then always bow down with great love and distinctly remember Srila Swarup Damodar Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, his older brother, and to all the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who are recipients of their mercy. And then in verse, what's the next one? 5, it says that the lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion, and envy are like a band of dacoits who are strangling me with the ropes of wicked desires and wicked deeds. So call out piteously to the pure devotees, the unlimitedly powerful devotees of Sri Krishna. And they will, what will they do, Haridas? They will surely protect you. And then verse 7 is what? As long as the shameless, outcast, dog-eating woman of the desire for fame audaciously dances in my heart, how can prem, spotless prem, enter my heart? So what should you do? Always serve the dear devotees of the Lord, and they will kick out, banish that outcast prostitute, and they will initiate immaculate prem in your heart. Therefore, we are doing that. Lochan Das Thakur was born in 1523 in Kogram in Katwa. That was the place, Katwa, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. His birth tithi is given by some as the first day of the fortnight of the waxing moon in Paush. He was born in Rarhar clan of the physician caste. His father's name was Kamalakara. His mother is Sadanandi. He studied at his maternal grandfather's house, and he displayed devotion for Mahaprabhu from his childhood. He was married at an early age, according to the customs. Are we back online? He was married at an early age, according to the customs of that epoch. Since he had been married so young, his wife first remained with her parents in the village of Ahmedpur. So the system was that the girl was married before she really needed to be married, so that when she comes to puberty and desires start coming in her heart, she knows, I have my husband. I don't have to worry or think it's not going to happen. A very good system in Vedic times. As he grew older, he showed a highly renounced attitude to life and spent all his time discussing Krishna Katha with other devotees of Gauranga. As the time approached when his wife was to join him, her family began to worry because of his indifference to material life. They approached his guru, that is Narahari Sarakara, and told him of their disquiet. As a result, Narahari ordered Lochan Das to go to his in-laws' house. When Lochan arrived in Ahmedpur, he was unable to remember where their house was, since it had been so long since he had visited. He asked a young girl in the street for directions, addressing her as Ma, or mother. Also, a custom in Vedic times is that everyone is addressed as mother by the man. Even if she's younger or older, it didn't matter. When he arrived at his in-laws' house, he found out that the girl whom he had addressed as mother was in fact his wife. From that day on, he always looked upon his wife as a mother, worshipping Guru and Gauranga in the attitude of renunciation. So then, Narahari Sakarat Thakur, Mahaprabhu's famous associate from Sri Khanda, was very affectionate to Lochan Das and gave him initiation. That's not as bad as Ramchandra Kaviraj. You know that story? He was in a palanquin with his bride for their marriage, and they were carried by, 4 carriers of the palanquin. And then he heard someone say, they were passing by a, what was that? Like a rest stop. And he heard someone say, the person that he's thinks is going to make him happy in his life is actually like a serpent who will go around his neck and kill him. So he got off the palanquin and he went over to him and said, what'd you say? And he repeated what he said. Then Ramchandra Kaviraj said, oh, okay. So he went back to the palanquin and said, take her home. And then went back and accepted Srinivasacharya as his guru. But that's worse than calling your wife Ma. How would she feel? So the girl went home in the palanquin crying. Okay.
Narahari Sagar, the one who was standing Lord Gore with the Chamra in
I think so, yeah. was very affectionate to Lochan and gave him initiation. Lochan Das enthusiastically took up residence with his guru in Srikhanda. His guru taught him the art of kirtan, very nice kirtans he does, and later ordered him to write Mahaprabhu's holy biography. He took this order seriously and wrote the Chaitanya Mangal, the events of which are based on Murari Gupta's Chaitanya Charitamrita. Murari Gupta is an associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he wrote notes, diary. Today was an amazing day, this happened. So he and Raghunath Das Goswami wrote diaries called, and Swarup Damodar also, called Kadichas. And then Krishna Das Kaviraj used them to write, well, he used them, but then he wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita, fluffing out their diaries, like fluffed out cotton. The word Mangal means auspicious, and this title reflects the fact that hearing Mahaprabhu, but then again, there are husband and wife who love each other and at the same time are renounced from material, what is it? I'm going to throw ash in the face of material enjoyment. So they both threw ash, but they both loved each other. And the king was Lakshman Sen, and she heard that this wife of Jayadev Goswami was so, so chaste that she couldn't live without him. So the queen was testing her and said, "Your husband just died." And she immediately died. And he had to come back and say, "No, in her ear, I'm here." So she came back to life. And they both loved Krishna. And when Jayadev Goswami, because I wanted to give a balance, Jayadev Goswami was writing the Gita Govinda. He couldn't write one line because it was Krishna surrendering to Radha, and he thought, she's his subordinate, how could he surrender to her? So he told his wife Padmavati, I have to go meditate on this, because he dropped his pen because he was trembling so much. And so he left. He said, I'm going to go take bath in the Ganges, and he went to take bath. But then while he was gone, Padmavati saw him come back and write the rest of the line, something that Krishna was saying. And he came and wrote the line. Then she saw him leave, and then she saw him come back. And before the first time he came back, his hair was not wet. He said he was going to take bath in the Ganges. Second time he came back, his hair was wet. So she said, how did you get back so fast? You just left. He said, no, I left a long time ago. She said, yeah, I know you did, but then you came back just a short time ago, and you wrote this. You went to your book and you wrote something. So how did you get back so quick? He said, what do you mean I wrote something in my book? Let me see that book. So he went to the book and he saw that the line was finished. Smaragara lakhandanam mama shirishi mandanam dehi parapalavam udanam. And so he said, oh Padmavati, that's Krishna who came back and wrote. You're so fortunate. Krishna gave you his darshan. And they both started weeping and fainted. So that's like a great household couple. So we all want to become like that, all the household couples. So, the word Mangal means auspicious, and this title reflects the fact that hearing Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya's divine pastimes, is the most auspicious activity for all living beings. Okay, honey, what shall we do tonight? I know, let's hear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities. That'll be most auspicious for both of us. Vrindavan Das Thakur's biography of the Lord was first named Chaitanya Mangal and was only later known as Chaitanya Bhagavat. So Vrindavan Das Thakur also wrote a book called Chaitanya Mangal. But then, when he heard that Lochan Das Thakur also wrote a book called Chaitanya Mangal, he humbly changed the name of his book to Chaitanya Bhagavat. And if you like, we can, oh no, that was a different book. Okay. So Lochan Das gives an indication of this in the introductory portion of his book. I attentively pay my obeisances to Vrindavan Das Thakur. His Bhagavat songs have enchanted the entire universe. So that's Lochan Das Thakur glorifying Vrindavan Das Thakur in his book. Then he said, some people believe that Lochan Das and Krishna Das Kaviraj gave the name Chaitanya Bhagavat to Vrindavan Das's book. In the Chaitanya Mangal, Lochan Das prays for his Guru's blessings as follows. Narahari Das Thakur is the proprietor of my life. That's a good way to see one's Guru. The proprietor of my life. And out of the hope of attaining his lotus feet, I desire to sing the glories of Gauranga, even though I am the lowest of the low. This is my ambition. I offer my reverences to Narahari Das, the ocean of Gauranga's qualities. Incidentally, Narahari Sakara Thakur is Madhumati Gopi in Krishna Lila. So she's also one very prominent associate of Srimati Radhika. I offer my reverence to Narahari Das. We did that. Oh, the ocean of Gauranga's qualities. Other than him, I have no friend in the three worlds. My Lord and Master is Narahari Das. I prostrate myself in humility to him. May he fulfill my desires. Lochan Das wrote, oh, I forgot to offer my obeisances to Srila Bhakti Ballabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, who kindly collected all these glorifications of the pure devotees. Lochan Das wrote the Chaitanya Mangal in Eastern Bengal's Panchali style, completing it in 1537 AD. There is a legend that he wrote the book while sitting on a stone under a flower tree. In his New Bengali Dictionary, Ashutosh Deb underlined Lochan Das's contribution by stating that he was the first to write Bengali poetry using Mauric meters, as well as being one of Bengal's earliest historical writers. The original manuscript of the Chaitanya Mangal purported to be in the personal library of Pran Krishna Chakravarti of Kendra near the Gushkara train station. So interesting how these pure devotees like Prabhupada, Gurudev, him, Srila Bharati Maharaj, they all talk about train stations and bus stations, and if you go around the corner, just in case anybody wants to go there. Other titles attributed to Lochan Das are Prarthana, Durla Basar, Damali, and Bengali verse translations of Ramananda's Jagannath Balabanatika. It's some pastimes of Jagannath Das, Lord Jagannath Das, of Jagannath, Lord Jagannath. And Ras Panchajai. So he made Bengali verse translations of Ras Panchajai and Jagannath Balaba Nataka. According to Bhakti Ratnakara, Lochan Das was present at Narahari Sarkara Thakur's disappearance festival and greeted guests by giving them sandalwood and garlands. So that's always a nice thing to do when it's possible to give guests. In India, whenever there was a big festival, when I attended Gurudev's festivals in Vrindavan, he would, whenever special guests came, he would always garland them and put sandalwood on them. Lochan Das's songs glorifying Nityananda. In Chaitanya Mangal, Lochan Das describes his Guru Narahari as Mahaprabhu's dearest associate. He does not describe Nityananda's glories as extensively, fearful that he may have committed an offense by neglecting Nityananda. He later wrote a few songs in his praise. These songs are particularly well appreciated by the devotees, and that's why we sang them. That's why they're in the songbook. Like Nitai Gunamani Amar and Akroda Paramananda. And of course we sang the other songs. Then the next subtitle is called Gora Nagara Doctrine Condemned. Followers of certain heterodox groups or Upasiddhanta Sampradayas say that Gaura Nagara doctrine is found in Chaitanya Mangal. Gaura Nagara doctrine is the philosophy or thinking that Lord Chaitanya is worshipped like Krishna, and the followers can worship him in the mood of the gopis. Nagara means Gaura Nagara. Nagara means a lover, like Krishna is. Yasovati Nandana Prajabhara Nagara. But this is not true. Vrindavan Das Thakur writes in his Chaitanya Bhagavat. Now this is Vrindavan Das Thakur. Gauranga Nagara Hena Stava Nahi Bali. No one should praise the Lord by calling him the golden playboy. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur comments, Gaurasundar is Krishna who has been endowed with Radha's bodily hue and her mood of love. Thus, he never abandoned the qualities of the heart of Radha and the other gopis. The character of the ashraya of devotion. There's Vishaya, the enjoyer of the reservoir of love, and Ashraya is the reservoir of love. So Lord Chaitanya, although he's Krishna, he was never in the mood of Krishna the beloved. He was always in the mood of Srimati Radhika. Yes, Haridas?
I was going to ask, so if the Gaura Nagara are worshipping him with the mood of the gopis, is that they have Bob and are worshipping, they're placing their Bob onto Gaura, like
They're just mental speculating, thinking of Lord Chaitanya as Krishna, the golden playboy, except that he's golden, and they are his beloved gopis. So it's Sahajiya. This means that he never acts like the Vishaya object or Bhokta enjoyer of Madhurya Ras by looking at other women in the spirit of a playboy. Yes. So Radhika is referring to the 21-day Satpraharya festival that he had. Where did you say this was? At Srivas Thakur's? Srivasangam means the abode of Srivas Thakur, courtyard. And so for 21 days, he sat on the throne of Vishnu. This is also described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he showed his different devotees, devotees of different incarnations. He showed his different incarnations. He showed his universal form to Advaita Acharya. But he wasn't in the mood of Krishna, the Vardhanagara. He was in the mood of God, worshipped by all of them. So she's asking, when Gadadhar sees him, sees Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gadadhar is Srimati Radhika. He gets late. Gadadhar is Srimati Radhika. And Krishna, Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, who is trying to be in the mood of Radhika. But he's the real Radhika. And he's trying to be in the mood of Radhika, and he does a pretty good job, but not a completely good job. So whenever he falls short, Radhika pulls his ears. Krishna, you didn't quite do it that good. And then she helps him by showing him the example. Like when he was singing Bharahabhita Natavadavapu, Venugit, in the mood of Radhika. And he was, rolling and weeping, but it still wasn't good enough. So from behind the curtains, Gadadhar Pandit did it better to show him. Oh yeah, thanks. Okay, so Gadadhar Pandit, because he is Radhika, he knows everything. She knows everything. But she never acts with him like that because she's the best at everything and serving him, right? She's his pleasure potency. So because Krishna wants to enjoy like the beloved in Goloka Vrindavan, she is the best satisfier of that. And plus she makes herself into millions of other gopis. But when he wants to be in the mood of her, she doesn't interfere with that. Like in Goloka Vrindavan, Radhika, as you know, is very feisty and left wing. But in Chaitanya Lila, Gadadhar Pandit is very, very submissive and like in the background, so as not to disturb him. And that's why he also didn't go. Why he didn't also go to Vrindavan. So yeah, she plays different roles to serve him in his desire according to his mood. Okay, and it's 11:30. Yeah. Okay, that's the end. And the rest of the description is his songs and what they mean, but we already sang them. And you did a very beautiful job of singing his kirtans. Okay, Lochandas Thakur ki jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Panchakalpatru Vyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I would like to request everyone to come on time for breakfast. That means 8:30. And to come on time for bhajans, which is 9 or a few minutes after that if required. Unless someone is sick and thus can't make it, that's the only reason. Or if one lets the leaders know, lets the prasadam person or the bhajan leader know that I have an emergency doctor's appointment or whatever, or I have appointment at work, whatever. Because what's the most important word? No, he and Tirtha know. Where'd Tirtha go? What's together? What's the most important word? Communication. Right, communication. That way no one is in anxiety. Like Radhika had to leave my class on Sunday because she had a stomach ache. As soon as she got upstairs, she immediately sent me a note. So communication is the key. All right. Communication or asking permission depending on the situation and the people involved. And if you can remember, Janardhan is going to very kindly make 2 signs, one on the inside of the kitchen door and one on the outside, and one on the other kitchen door. Please always keep this door closed. Where is it? It's on the door? Oh, wonderful. Okay. Did you all see it? Because nobody was closing the door. Inside here? Oh, hot and steamy in the big kitchen door. Yes, just not during the kirtans. Please read. Good, thank you, Janardhan. You have 4 signs, you mean? You have 4 you made 4 signs? Where did you put the signs? Commercial. Right, but I'm talking about here too. What? Okay. Okay, so they didn't see the sign on this side. Okay. All right, Gaur Premanandi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Nitai Gaura, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gaura Hare Bol. Nitai Gaura, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Bol, Gaur Premanandi. Or if you know that you're going to be late for a service and it's essential that it can't be late, like making the offering in the morning or making the breakfast prasadam, please let who know? Please let Tirtha know or Janar, yeah. Right. So what's the point?
Sometimes I'm like in and out for bhajans and like I'm not on time.
Yeah, just tell us that day or somebody that day.
How are you feeling?
Right at the moment.